Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our cave videos. This is Gashis Kaiman shooting from the cave. And I want to start a video by asking one simple question. I'd like you to give you an honest answer. The question is straight. Why is William Samoei Ruto feared by politicians? Why is he feared by the cabinet secretaries? Why is he feared by even close friends? What is it that is in Ruto? Maybe you can give your honest opinion in the comment section. Ndio tujue kwa nini rais anaogopwa hivi, kwa sababu tunapoangalia mwenda zake Mwai Kibaki na vile vile Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta ambaye amestaafu, utakubaliana nami ya kwamba hawakuwa wanaogopwa hivi. But William Samoei Ruto is feared. Gachagua keeps on telling us that nobody can talk, nobody can question William Samoei Ruto. Nobody can even give a contrary opinion. And this is bad, in my view. This is bad for democracy. This is not good because baraza la mawaziri ndilo ambalo linafaa kumpa mawaidha William Samoei Ruto. Rais anafaa kumpa mawaidha yote na baraza au mawaziri wake na vile vile the principal secretaries. But it is not the case. And by the way, a Mugumo tree fell in Nyeri. And when a Mugumo tree falls, according to the Kikuyu belief system, it signifies the end of an era. It can also signify the death of a prominent person. And until or unless a sacrifice is given out, kafara yani itolewe pale na wazee, sijui kama ni matadiko, kuna hofu ya kwamba jambo baya huenda likatokea. I want you to see what happened in Nyeri when the Mugumo tree fell, and then we shall go back to the reason why William Samoei Ruto is feared. The number one reason why, in my view, William Samoei Ruto is feared is because of threatening his friends. Is because of threatening his close allies. Remember, there was a time William Samoei Ruto was telling us mambo ni matatu. Akasema jambo la kwanza sijui what uhame Kenya, sijui utoroke ama uende biguni. That is what goes in the minds of William Samoei Ruto. And kwenda biguni, according to me, inamaanisha kwenda Jogomeo, inamaanisha kwenda Ahera, inamaanisha kukuja jamvi lako la maisha yako hapa duniani. That is the president who was saying that. And he was saying it in broad daylight. So, that is one reason why he is feared. Number two, in my view, is that because of the way he talks. William Samoei Ruto is somebody who does not listen. In fact, William Samoei Ruto does not talk the way a debate should be carried out, a conversation should be carried out. When he's being interviewed, for example, you realize that sometimes he appears to be the one who is interviewing the journalists. That is the truth of the matter. And he doesn't give you the chance to talk. He's the one who talks all the time. And such a person, what normally happens, watu wanakuachilia, wanasema wewe endelea kuongea, sisi tunakutazama, na kwa sababu wewe hautupi nafasi, hautupi fursa ya kuongea, watu inabidi sasa hata wamogope because of that. The other reason because of the post-election violence. William Samoei Ruto, the way he was talking, if you look at some of the clips, the way William Samoei Ruto was talking during the post-election violence, you actually would fear William Samoei Ruto. I remember he was even telling Mwai Kibaki that he had to leave State House, not that day, not the following day, but that day he was talking. And you can imagine now, you also remember the violence that happened in Rift Valley. The fact that William Samoei Ruto was taken to ICC because of crimes against humanity and displacement of population is something that makes Kenyans fear the president. The other reason, in my view, why William Samoei Ruto is feared, there has been some very close people to William Samoei Ruto who actually, I don't know what to say, but people like Jacob Juma were close friends of William Samoei Ruto. There is also Kenei, who was working in his office, and they died mysteriously. And this could be something that would make people fear you. If people who are friends to you are dying mysteriously, then one is bound to ask many questions. The other reason why William Samoei Ruto is feared is because of his past record. When he was working with Youth for Kano 92, the YK 92, that ruthless youth group that campaigned for Moi, that would do anything to ensure William Samoei Ruto, I'm not sorry for that, the Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi won the election by the support of this ruthless and heartless group, that where William Samoei Ruto, I think, was he the organizing secretary? Maybe you can remind me. So that in itself, when you remember that group, in fact, it operated like an outroad wing of, in fact, it looked like a military wing of Kano. It was so militarized. And I remember the way these youth, I don't know whether you remember the youth, the way they would come to your houses demanding money for security. I remember I collided with one, and and they threatened me, and I was very young. They threatened me because they started questioning why Kenyans should pay for money for security, yet we have a government. And what they said, I still remember. The threats that they issued to me, I still remember those guys that look at you with eyes that would even scare the devil himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been wondering why William Samoei Ruto is feared, according to me, those are the reasons. But, sometimes you may judge somebody and find he's not that kind of a person. But looking at William Samoei Ruto, from what people say about him, those who have lived with him, those who have been very close to him, is that he does not even listen to advice, and he advises himself. And if that is the case, then you have to fear the president. So, ladies and gentlemen, please like the video, share, comment, and maybe you can let me know today where you are watching or where you are spending your weekend from. Bye-bye.